John F. Kennedy would say, don't ask your nation what it can give to you. Ask what you can give to your nation. The moment you identify a problem, change begins.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Campus Stories, where campus stories find expression. I am your host, Tonjal Ungaka Numbula, and on today's episode I have with me Abumisi Ogochukwu.
Hello guys.
So let's meet you, Abumisi Ogochukwu. Where did you school, what did you study, and your current level?
Okay, I'm a student of University of Jos, a 400 level student of Library and Information Science.
LIS.
Yes, LIS. Yes, LIS.
Yeah, so we are so excited to have you today on this episode. So you are going to be sharing with us your campus story. Ogochukwu, what is your campus story?
I like to say one of my campus stories is first finding God on campus, and secondly having to give back to my university community. I would like to start with having to give back to my university community. You know, I enrolled for Library and Information Science 2018 precisely. Though not like I really enrolled, that was because I was giving. You know, this thing they say University of Jos are destiny changers.
Yeah.
So they actually changed that destiny because I actually applied nursing science.
Okay.
So along the line, 100 level, 200 level wasn't a smooth ride for me because I really didn't take interest in the course. So I was just doing it, you know, come on, I'm in school, let me just do it and go. But 300 level took a major turn in my life, and it was quite transformative because that was my IT days, my period of ITs. And I got to see what library science is outside the classroom experience. So I was so thrilled by seeing that I have so much to do as a librarian other than just keeping books. So I was thrilled, and like I said, having to give back to my community. I noticed that as a librarian, you ought to go out there, put this information before them. So even if they are not coming to you, you have to devise a means to see that you pass this information, and not just anyhow information, but information that are very relevant, authentic, and are of concern to your immediate environment. So we did something we call library picnic. That was a way of giving back to my university community. Like John F. Kennedy would say, don't ask your nation what it can give to you. Ask what you can give to your nation. So if I feel library science is not giving me enough, I had to think, what have I given library science? So that's it. That's my experience.
Wow, very interesting. The parts that got me over to where you said you realized at some point that library and information science was not what you used to think it to be. Like, you had to find that it is a field of study that is relevant beyond just coming to sit in a classroom setting and then having the idea of to work in a library someday. So the question is, how did you come about this realization? Is that it was in a lecture or you stumbled on information on the internet? So how did you come about that realization?
Well, like I said, it's all happened during my IT days.
Okay.
Because as at the time I was going to apply for my ITs, I had opportunities to do it in NTA Library. I had opportunities to do it in Plateau State Library. But somehow, I saw myself in University of Jos Library. And for me, that was the magical moment because I had to go through the pages of books in the library. And not just read the books that has to do with librarianship per se, but I to some extent left my field. There was a time where I saw a book that I had to give credit to library science. I've forgotten the title of that book, and so that got me wondering, and I wanted to discover more. So there was this publication that usually come in monthly in the library, so I followed them. I was more concerned about what the library had to give to the society, because you know, when you tell somebody in University of Jos that you are studying library and information science, the first thing that just comes to them, these people that keeps books. So, but following that, I think it's called CLIP, C-L-I-P. It's a CLIP magazine. Following that magazine, I was thrilled by the things I saw in there, and for me to start with, it's the beauty of the library. It's automation.
The structure.
Yes, the structure, aesthetics, anything that has to do with aesthetics in the library. And to see that library also doesn't just have to do with books. You have sections where people should come and have leisure time. People should come and chat. People should come and eat. People should even come with their pets to just stay around the library. And it made me to see the library as a therapeutic home. Aside the fact that, okay, it has to just do with bookkeeping and all of that, it's also a therapeutic home because I've had quite a number of healthy conversations right inside the library. Conversation that actually emanated into something beautiful within the university campus. So I actually find these things in my IT days, the experiences I have interacting with the number of students that comes into the library every day. So that's where the awakening for me started.
All right, interesting. You actually should have waited until you are a practicing librarian, like a professional librarian, to have done the library picnic. So why did you take the bold step to do the library picnic as a student? Why didn't you just wait until when you have been certified a librarian?
I felt like I've slept on my course for too long.
Okay.
You know this thing that happens like a magical one, like fairy godmother, soup. And so I felt like I've slept on my course for too long. And when you talk about change, it doesn't have to do with time, age. The moment you identify a problem, change begins.
Wow.
So I feel I mustn't be a graduate, I mustn't really be a professional or a practicing librarian to solve the problem I've identified in my university community. So that was a thing for me.
So whoever it is, once you identify a problem, somehow you are having the solution to that problem.
Yes.
So which means the library picnic was to attend to a problem. So what problem was library picnic solving, and would you say the library picnic solved that problem?
Yes, I can beat my chest to it.
Right.
The problem was during my IT days, like I will always refer back to my IT days because that was where I told you the whole transformation started. During my IT days, I noticed that people don't know about the library. And when I say know, I mean know, in the real sense of knowing. So people, University of Jos library, permits me to give a very big shout out to my library. It's one of the best. So they have Wi-Fi's and everywhere, and their Wi-Fi's are very strong, so you get to see people coming to use our library just to download videos. And now it's not educational videos. These are videos for those that love to watch Z World. They come and use our Wi-Fi. So I noticed that some students don't even know what the library have, the resources, the collection of the library. So I think there was a time I engaged one student and I was like, do you know that the university library have a virtual library where you can go use the systems? And he was like, I've not heard of that. And I'm like, what level are you? He said 300 level. I'm like, wow, 300 level. And I think there was another time I engaged an engineering student, and he was like, he has never been to the library. This is a final year student of engineering. So, and I'm like, okay, and you are here in University of Jos. He was like, wow, that there is no need for him to come to the library, especially when you have Google, or thanks to Google. What library picnic did was to tell the university students what the university library actually have, to tell them how to locate for materials, especially the 400 level students who are going to be writing their project, because I've seen students complain that there is no material. You're complaining there is no material, but there is this beautiful edifice right before you, but you don't know how to access them. So we were able to sell out beyond the university giving you Wi-Fi's. We're able to communicate with the students and tell them that the university library have so much in stock for them if they are ready to explore the wonders of the library.
All right, that's a whole lot. Thank you so much for taking the bold step to actualize the library picnic, and we hope that going forward the students of precisely the University of Jos will continue to patronize the library more, and then that when the news of the library picnic gets spread across the nation and maybe even beyond Nigeria, we get to see the library picnic replicated on other campuses.
Hopefully.
And hoping that students will get to use the library more and not just stick with Google.
Yes.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. So thank you so much for being with us on today's episode. But before I do the final shout out, is there any word you have for a student there who may want to do something like the library picnic?
You're not too small to make a change. The moment you identify a problem, you are the agent of change and solution to that problem. So irrespective of where you are, irrespective of where you find yourself, whatever department, be the change in that place. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So you heard that right. Once you identify your problem, you are likely the one having the solution to that problem. So see you on the next episode of Campus Stories, where campus stories find expression. Thank you. If you like what you have just seen, do well to like this video,
Subscribe.